and done, these things pertain to this life. You know what I'm saying? When you go and dress up with your white dress and you dress up with your nice suit and all these sort of things and sit down at the table and say you want to eat the supper and you don't want to make sure that, well, you know, people do these things, right? They maybe never spoke to you from last year and now all of a sudden this year they start to say, well, they want to reach out to you, they want to talk to you because they don't want to make it look like they have something against you, right? I don't know if you have known that those kind of hypocrisies which have gone on among church people who say they're trying to prepare for the Lord's Supper. And this thing is just something that pertains to this life. Because the supper that we're supposed to be preparing for is the great marriage supper of the Lamb. Okay? And we have to be ready for that. And that's not something which comes around like once a year when you try to make yourself ready for it. It's a daily living. Okay? So we want to pray that we would be faithful. Right? And as I said, if you are really in touch with what's going on, you're supposed to see already. You know, there are many things that I've written about on Facebook, and I stopped writing about them. I know a lot of people get mad, they get angry, the Satanists, the atheists, and even Facebook themselves. You know, and they get upset because some of these things, because the devil is busy with these things, and they said, well, I should listen to the experts and whatever. I listen to the expert, right? Yeah, the expert. I listen to the one who is the creator, who tells me what's going on. And the things which are hidden, God opened them up to me and speak to them clearly. But now I stopped talking about it, because the point of the matter is that, what it said in Daniel chapter 12 verse 10. The Bible said, I was reading that verse this week, and it says, first of all, Daniel said, the Lord told him, he said, shut up the words and seal the book till the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. That was verse 4. But look at what he said in verse 10. He goes on and say again. In verse 9 he said, go thy way, Daniel, where the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end. And listen to what he said about that in time of the end now. He said, many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. So sometimes you're talking about something and people, it's like when I talk about what happened when Paul was on Mars Hill last week, when he spoke, he said, Damaris, that woman, and Dionysius, right, they run after him because something about what Paul was saying resonated in their spirit. And they said, I'm going to leave this life of idolatry and I want to follow this man, let him teach me about Jesus. Right? Now I'm saying to you that people who are called, who understand, the Spirit of God is telling them, you understand? You're going to eat with your loins girded. Right? Alright? Your shoes on your feet. Your lamps trimmed and burning. Right? Your garments on, okay? Spotless. There is an awakening in their spirit that tells them, right? People who are not called of God, they just see, well, I just wish this time would just pass, you know, and it would just pass. And they will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Okay? Many shall be purified and made white and tried. So in all of what is going on here, some people are saying, well, you know, I must have my garment spotless. I must be wearing my wedding garment. I must be helping somebody to be saved. I must be helping my brother, my sister. I must be, you know, showing my love of God to people, right? I must be spreading the gospel. I must be doing something, right? Because the time is late. The time is urgent. It is urgent. That's what people of God are doing, right? And I don't have to tell them that. I will tell them yes, but what I'm saying, the Spirit of God inside of them is telling them. You understand? It's telling them. They're having a Moses to come and tell them, right? I'm saying, you know, but the Spirit of God is telling them. You know, so even though we speak like Elijah, like Moses would have spoken, but the Spirit of God is talking to them inside of them and saying that we must get ready. This is very late. Okay? It's always very late. And when I heard my mother was talking about these things, and my father and people all were talking about these things, I mean, they were alive now, they would say like, Lord of mercy. Is this hell and judgment? Right? And there are people who are here relaxing in it, just like in the time of Sodom and Gomorrah, right, with Lot down there and his family, and Lot is telling them, say, hey, time has run out, let's get out of here. They say, come on, are you tired? Why are you making joke? I mean, we're going through that. Time has run out, we need to get out of here. Is that really? No, forget about that, man. Leave us alone. You're going wacko, you're going crazy. You can go and leave us here, okay? He would never see them again. He would never see them again. That's it. That's exactly that. And even today you have family the same way it is. That because you have made a decision to go with Jesus, as the song said, I am resolved no longer to linger, charmed by the world's delights, because things that are higher and things that are nobler, these have caught my sight, have allured my sight. And I will hasten unto him. Hasten, so glad and free, to Jesus. Greatest, highest, I will come to thee. Families. It is happening in families. And people have, just like that. They say, let me hold on to this world, even though the ship is sinking, as my dad would say. They're holding on to the Titanic. And the lifeboat is there, and they won't jump into it. Because they're hoping that something is going to happen. A miracle is going to happen. How are you going to have a miracle without Jesus? The devil is going to work miracles for you? The devil is really going to want to save you? And the devil has no more delight than to see people be destroyed and go to hell? And join him, that's it. That's what all the devil has been doing here now. Trying to get people to be destroyed to go to hell. That's all the devil is doing. You see? And so some of them have made a covenant with the devil, and some of us have made a covenant with the Almighty. And it only makes sense for us to make a covenant with the Almighty, because He alone has life. Not just life now, but life eternal. Whatever we have, He gave us. And I'm saying I want us to pray, and I don't mean just like on this program. I want us to be praying constantly about these matters, right? Constantly, every day, and be in a state of conscious readiness. Because as Jesus said in Matthew 24:44, He said, in such an hour as you think not, the Son of Man cometh. But then it's not a matter that you're scared of Jesus coming and He won't find you ready. Because if you're ready, you have nothing to fear. In fact, you're not a matter you have nothing to fear. The fear is out of the question. Because the Bible tells you without that fear has torments, you don't have love. The love of Christ constrains us, that brings us in harmony with heaven. And so we are waiting for Him to come. You know what I'm saying? If a man is at home in his house and he bring home a sweetheart, let me not say sweetheart, because I don't know why they make those terms. This is of the devil. I mean, say he bring home a woman there to his house, and his wife is out. Okay? The worst nightmare for him is if the phone should ring and he see that his wife is calling. Or if he hears a sound outside, like somebody pull up into the garage or pull up outside, you'll be wondering if his wife is coming home. Because what? The man is in iniquity. But when the man is at home and everything is fine. He maybe made the dinner, and he made something that when his wife come home, she can eat, and the children can eat, and everybody can be happy, right? He's in earnest waiting for her to come home, right? And so it's like every little sound you hear is, does that sound like her car? Does that sound like her coming in there? Does that sound like her? Right? And he's listening. And when he hears a voice, then he rejoices. Right? Now I said it the other way. If you're a woman, maybe you would say it the other way, talking about your husband. But I said this way with a wife, because I'm a man. I understand that, right? But it's the same way with a coming of the Lord. Right? Because we are expecting him to come, right? If you're caught up in things that are wrong, right? Then you don't want him to show up. Because then, you're going to be condemned. And then you want to finish whatever lustful pleasure you're in, a lasciviousness, right? That's what you want to do. But when you are really devoted and you know that this is what you want, you're waiting for the Lord to come, then of course, well, the things which are happening just focus you more, and you will get more conscious. And he said, wow, you're waiting with a sense of anticipation, of love. Okay? And that's it. It's the same thing with a man who's at home, his wife's supposed to come home, right? And he said to him, said that, I got home before my wife. I don't want her to come home and go cook dinner. When she come home, let me start the dinner. If she come and catch me there, then maybe she can take it over. But let me start doing something. And so when she comes, she will have a plate of food to eat, or a bowl of soup to eat, or, let me put some clothes in the washing machine or something, and get some things going on. When she comes, she don't have all of that pressure. That's what I'm saying. But of course, if he's doing something wrong, he's going to be hiding, like, well, I don't want her to come home and find me in doing what I'm doing wrong. So today, if you're really conscious of and really of the love of Christ in your heart, right, it won't be a problem for you, for him to come. Because that's what you really want. You want to see him, right? And I pray today that this is where your heart is, right? And I said, well, let us just pray in that sense every day. My cousin, yesterday I was really thinking about her, yesterday morning, and when I said the scripture out, I said I know she will love the scripture. And I expected that I would get a response from her. The last time I spoke to her, she told me, I get all your emails, your texts, I got so much things from you, of course. She was feeling so good. And I've communicated with her since that. And she told me my situation and what it was. So she left everything to God. And God. So she's ready to go if God's going to take her, and that's it. But she had a spirit of joy. I'm saying that, but I didn't know, and that it would be, we don't know. So what are we waiting on? What are we waiting on? What are we waiting on? This is life. As Job said, man that is born of a woman, a few days are full of trouble. Right? And Job had the best days of people would have loved in this life, but when Satan attacked him, all those things just vanished away. And all Satan wanted for him to curse God and die. But Job is saying that, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. Right? Because the love that he has for God, right? Not for material things, right? These things will pass away. And God has given us many of these things, and we are holding on to them as if, well, we can hold on to them for life. Alright, I'm holding on to this thing, right? You remember a time sometimes when you're holding your cell phone, right? You were holding your cell phone, falling asleep. And you know what wakes you up? You hear boom, the cell phone fall on the floor. Why? Because the strength in your body, your hands just went away. The thing just slipped right out. And so it is life. When you pass away, whatever you're holding on to will just slip right out of your hand like that. Slip right away and you're gone. But for those, right, who have the confidence and the love of God, and those who have the love of God, they have the confidence that a better life awaits them and a better resurrection. And so, I'll now be talking about all of this today. As I said to you now, and I've said this time and time again, I said to you, I listen to other people's program and they will tell you like, I will see you again tomorrow, I'll see you again next week. I don't bother with all of that stuff. Okay, because I am just holding on until Jesus comes. And I don't know about tomorrow. I don't. When I spoke last, open up your Bible program, I challenged you that I said to you, if I don't see you again in this life, then I see you again in eternity. Right? By the time my cousin was watching this program, and maybe she did watch it last week, or maybe watching it, I'm not sure she did. But that challenge still holds. And I will say it again at the end of this program. I don't know. I really don't know. But I know that he was promised is faithful. And it is certain. Right? When Joseph was about to die, he told his brethren, he said, I'm going to die here in Egypt. Oh my God. But he said, God will certainly visit you. Okay? He said, I'm going to leave here now. And there's nothing more I can do. I've done. As Paul said, I've fought a good fight. I've finished my course and I've kept the faith. And all I have now later is a crown of life, which is all He will give me. Okay? So today, that is my hope, that when all of this is finished, I will have that crown of life too. And Jesus told us there in the Revelation, He said, who will fast that which thou hast, that no man take thy crown? Right? Because the devil has his agents out there seeking to take away your crown. In other words, that you wouldn't get the reward. That's it. It's not like God is going to take your crown and give to the devil, because I have no use for it anyway. Right? But He's going to, He just want to deprive you of the blessing of eternity. So today, be in a state of readiness. You know, like the church was. The Bible said they were in one accord, they were praying, they were in supplication, they were seeking the face of God. Alright, they were in communion with God. You see, whatever it is happening. And I believe my cousin, that was what was happening to her. That's why she could say to me confidently. She said, I don't know, the doctor is saying this, but you know, I leave my case to the Lord. So I'm saying, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? They tell me that this is wrong and that is wrong, but, you know, I have faith in God, and whatever it is. You see, so today, I'm saying this to you, you know, this is how life is. We're here today and they say you're gone tomorrow, and you could be gone the very same day, right? So it is, so it is. And may God bless us that we take this very seriously. Because as I said, the times of judgment, I don't want to say certain things enough. Because, but one thing I do know is that the people of God who are really serious about salvation and eternity. And I talk about church. Because some of us wouldn't mind if we constantly be going to church every week. And then when you die now, you expect the preacher to come and talk about, oh, he's now gone to heaven. As I said, that philosophy renders the gospel useless. Because if there was nothing you had to do, and you just went into heaven because you died, I mean, come on, this is not transmigration or some lies of you know, fallacies of these evil religions. Right? Like you come back as a cockroach or come back as a frog and all these kind of thing. And that's not what it's about. Okay? You know, so this is not what it is. It's so I'm saying to you, you don't just die and you just end up in heaven and take wings and move off to heaven and become an angel when you die. It doesn't go like that. You know what I'm saying? The Bible does tell you that in the time of judgment, at the time of the end, the Lord will send His angels, Matthew 13, and they shall gather His elect from one of the four winds. Right? They know where you are, and they will bring you back to your Lord. They will bring you back. You will be caught up to meet Him. That's the thing. That is the thing. Okay? So you don't change to be an angel when you die. Really. Really. There's no such thing. And when we die, whatever it is, whether we die in this life or we are already living when the Lord shall come in glory, it doesn't matter. All of us be caught up to meet the Lord together. But I'm saying, let us be in a state of readiness. Okay? Pay no attention to what the devil is saying, what people of the world are saying. I mean, listen to them, you know. But as I say, you take the thing with a grain of salt, right? You listen to what they're saying. Because there are many false prophets in the world today, you know. And the false prophet is prophesying constantly in the world right now. Right? Constantly prophesying. And when the desolation and the destruction comes, it will be terrible. My God, my God. May God help us to be ready. He shall come. For faith to increase and the earnest and fervent pray, but you cannot have rest or be perfectly blessed. On the altar of sacrifice lay your heart as a sweet and true. You cannot accept peace and seek rest. Walk with the Lord in the light of His word, and the peace and contentment always. You must do this secret to be free from all here, altar.